Hi everyone, just on to show you a little bit of a masterboard that I've been working on. It's just A4, so it's not very big, and basically all it is a masterboard that I have made up of just the scraps I had laying around on my desk after I'd finished making my last journal. So there's a bit of steampunk here, and there's a bit of just ordinary vintage paper, like vintage style paper. So there's a bit of coffee dye, and there's a few bits and pieces of other things. So this, I'd made the basic background just by collaging loads of bits of paper onto the A4 card. This is kind of like a lightweight card, so it would be good for making like a signature cover or pockets or anything like that, really, or even the tags or something like that. So that's the basics bit. Merlin's going to come up now. Hi Merlin. There he goes. Right, okay, that's him settled down. So this is the background, basically. Haven't put any Mod Podge or anything on it. I might do that in the end just to seal it all and finish it up. But I thought what I would do is come on and just do a little bit of decoration of the thing of the masterboard and show you some of the things that I do with these things. So I'm just gonna I really like working with these gelatos, but I don't really use them as much as I would like to, just because I'm not quite sure exactly what I want to do with them. So yeah, it's not always, I don't always come up with many bright ideas of what to do with them. But that being said, I do like their texture and I kind of do like working with them. So I've just picked out a few basic colour ones that are just, you know, pretty neutral, not too much going on with them. So I'm just going to put down a few little bits here and there. I'll put some over in this corner because it should show up down here. Okay. So that's that. And then I'm going to put some of the brownie coloured one over here. And maybe I'll put some of this. I don't think it will show up if I put it here, so I'm not going to put it there for now. Might use the turquoise or something down there, but let's just use these for now. So just kind of scribble it in and then just kind of rub it in with your finger, because the heat of it will kind of spread that around. There we go. That's that. And then let's see what we've got here. So I'm kind of trying to keep this quite neutral, but I am going to just use this nice, as you can see, these are not always the easiest things to get out of the pack. I use a little bit of the turquoisey colour one down here. The thing is, if you do want to put these into, what you use this for, into a like a neutral coloured journal, you could always cover this up if you don't want it to be there. I think that's the good thing with junk journals, really, is that they are something that you can cover things up with if you don't like the way that they look. But I quite like that look down there. Perfect. So you can either just leave those as they are. Let's just put this in here. That much easier to get in than get out. Or you can just take a stencil. I'll just show you down in this corner here and rub off some of the colour. Now what you want is a little bit of water, I think. I haven't done this for so long, I keep forgetting whether I used water for it or not. I think I probably did. But anyway, let's give it a go. And see. Don't think it's going to come off if I just rub it off. Let me see. No, I don't think it is. Let's try water then, because maybe it was water that I used to help to lift it last time. So let's just use that corner. I don't think it is. I wonder how I did that then. Let's just try it. Maybe I didn't do it hard enough. Let's see now. No, that doesn't seem to be working at all, does it? Right, I'm going to go up here, and maybe I'm just not, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here really, whether I've got this completely wrong, or how I did it, or whether it's because the gelatos are a little bit old, although this seems to be lifting. Yeah, that definitely is making a difference on there. So I must have done it with water. I've got a funny feeling I had this problem with the turquoise before, not really. Let's see if we can get it to get moved with the brown. Yeah, see, I think the brown's coming as well. Definitely. How strange. Let's try with a proper big amount of water on there and see what we can do. No, it's not really making a lot of difference down there on the turquoise. That's interesting. I don't know whether it's because it's blue, whether there's something with the pigment, although it does seem to be lifting a little tiny bit. Let me try down in a different corner. Maybe I've tried too hard over there. Yeah, it's lifting a little bit there, but not as much as it has done with the other one. Interesting. Not quite sure why that is, but that's my experience of this, is that the turquoise, the blue, really doesn't seem to have been wanting to come off very easily. So we'll leave that where it is for now. Oops, a bit of stuff there. Okay, so that is that. And I was actually looking for my number stamps, but I haven't been able to find my number stamps, which is very odd. But it is a thing. Since I moved here, there have been one or two things that I've not been able to find. And I don't know where they are. So I'm just going to use some stamps for now to put a few different little highlights on here. Let's just see what we've got. I like these kind of splats. I think they're really cool. This is Distress Oxide Scorched Timber. Kind of liking that. They're quite cool. That's that one. There's that little stamp. Like that. I will just, what are the others? Down here. Let's just do one of these, a couple of these little splats. So as you can see, they don't show up a great deal, but they're there kind of just to enhance background, really. Give a little kind of hint of a splat. So that's the coffee rings and splats. I'll put it back up there. And where's that other? Here it is, right. Okay, so what I thought I'd do is use a little bit of this handwriting stamp. That's that. I'm just going to use the permanent black for this because just in case I decide to paint over this or anything like that, it will help the print to stay there. And I'm just randomly putting it down. Another little bit up here. Hasn't really come out very well. Let's try again. I think it's because I've got something stuck underneath there. There we go. So that just gives a little hint of that. There we go. Sorry if you can hear any noise in the background. I've got some people out in the corridor making a bit of noise. So that's that. And the other one I quite like to use on these is like the postage stamp. So we'll try this one. And I'll use the permanent ink for this as well. I'm just kind of putting it down randomly, not really thinking about where I'm putting it, to be honest. So now we've got some bits and pieces of stamps on there. And then what I'll probably come along and do in the end to kind of finish it off, although I don't tend to do too many highlights, because the thing is, if we go cut this up now into sort of tags and stuff, then we could want to highlight different areas. So, you know, for instance, we've cut that up into a tag, we might want to put a highlight there. So if I do it now, then it kind of takes away that choice. I might want to tie it in with the design of the journal. So if it was steampunk, I might want to, when I'm finishing off, I might want to put a cog on it or something. Whereas if I've got something there already, probably won't do that. So that's where we're at with this for now. And yeah, quite like it. It's fun. What I might do is put on something like a bit of a doily, just to give some texture, but I haven't quite decided what I want to do with that just yet. So I'm going to leave this where it is for now, just to show you what you can do onto a masterboard if you have made a masterboard out of little scraps of paper. It's quite nice to just get your stamps out and kind of just go to town, really. You don't even have to think about where you're putting them. You can just stamp away and just be cool and relaxed and just enjoy yourself playing with a bit of paper. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and give my channel a subscribe or a follow or whatever it is on YouTube these days. That would be really great. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.